Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I know I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Today we're going to talk about a theory that I recently just discovered. We're going to talk about Captain Hook and how he became Captain Hook. And also we're also going to talk about how Tinkerbell got caught up in Neverland and how she ended up in Neverland. So we're technically, I guess, talking about both Captain Hook and Tinkerbell. Alright, so my theory for how Captain Hook became Captain Hook is if you ever seen, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, The Pirate Fairy on Netflix. If you guys haven't, I recommend watching it. You'll slowly start to discover something, and I don't want to ruin it if no one's seen it. Anyways, I'll go back to my theory here. So, how Captain Hook became Captain Hook in the first place? I always wondered how he became, and Disney always has like a sneaky way of of telling you the backstory of the said character. So, believe it or not, in the Pirate Fairy movie, you see the Pirate Fairy, obviously, the captain, or so she believes she's the captain, but in all honesty, it's the first mate, or the cabin boy. Yeah, he's the cabin boy. Sorry, not first mate, cabin boy, my bad. Cabin boy named James. He's the actual captain. And I think this is how he figures out his role in everything. So he finds out that fairies exist and pixie dust is real, and he can literally go wherever he wants to go with the pixie dust if he has it, because of one fairy named Zeldia, I think it is, or something with a Z. Anyways, somehow, in all this mix-up, Tinkerbell and her friends try to save their pirate fairy from Captain Hook, aka James. Because at the end of the movie, after she gives him the pixie dust to fly and everything, he's just like, well, I don't need you anymore. So he locks her in an old-fashioned New England light, like one of those old-fashioned light things that you put a candle in. You guys know what I'm talking about, I hope. But I think how Tinkerbell end up stuck in Neverland is probably somehow Captain Hook somehow ends up capturing, I think, Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell, at the end of the pirate movie, she does end up going back home, but at some point, I think she goes back to Neverland because something happened, something happened. I'm not too sure what, but something happened that made Tinkerbell go back to Neverland, and she ends up getting stuck there. Or doesn't want to come back. I'm not too sure which. I'm pretty sure she gets stuck there. I'm not positive on that, though. But I think she gets stuck there and ends up meeting Peter Pan and tells him about the whole incident about the pirate and everything. That's my theory on things, how, the only way Tinkerbell would go back to Neverland is if something bad happened to one of her friends. So I'm thinking maybe, the pirate fairy somehow ends up going back to Neverland. I think this is my theory, at least. She ends up going back to Neverland because she probably forgot something or whatever. Or it could be Tinkerbell ends up going back because they end up having another tree there that can produce fairy dust and pixie dust, and she has to protect it or something like that. I'm not too sure, but you guys can give me ideas of what you think as well. But that's my theory. I think somehow Tinkerbell finds out that the pixie dust tree in Neverland is in danger, so she ends up going back. I think that's why Tinkerbell ends up going back, or it could be my first theory where one of her friends, the pixie dust pirate fairy, ends up going back to the pixie dust tree that she made, and like she ends up getting stuck there, so Tinkerbell, knowing Tinkerbell, wants to go rescue her. Or it could be the second one I said, who knows. But I think Tinkerbell ends up getting stuck in Neverland, ends up having to face Hook all over again. And like Captain Hook already knows about Tinkerbell because of the first incident that he met her. That's why he is not surprised about the fact that she is a fairy in like the movie. That makes sense, you know? And how like Tinkerbell doesn't like the pirate, Captain Hook, because of the Pirate Fairy movie. That explains a lot, and it would make a lot of sense. What do you guys think? Guys have any other theories besides the things that I just said that probably is blowing your mind right about now? That's my theory, and if you guys have any other theories, please let me know. I would be happy to, describe that theory as well. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.